Well, folks, I'm already aware that the Fatima stands, especially those on Twitter, they are coming for me. I know they are because I tweeted while watching the episode, and I can wholeheartedly say, as of season 3, episode 13, I am done with Fatima. Specifically, the variant from the Zatima verse. Not Sistas, but the Fatima we know of in Zatima the series. I'm dropping her like a bad habit. This was hands down the worst, most frustrating episode to watch. Negative 18 out of 10, damn it. Yeah, I said it. This episode was so infuriating. It was. And honestly, if I had done what I originally planned to do, which was I was halfway through episode 13 and I was so mad, I said, I ought to just do my review raw. As soon as the episode is done, I'll do my review for this specific episode. Then I'll watch episode 14 and then I'll do that review. No, I decided to watch them back to back. Episode 14 had me cracking up. So much so that I actually forgot how mad I was at this episode. So if you get through this entire review and you're like, Jeremy's pissed off, trust and believe it would have been much, much, much worse had I have done my review directly after 13. So life goes on, and so does my annoyance at this hypocritical heifer. So, if you are a Fatima fanatic and you don't like how I talk about the character, no need of threatening me in the comments. If you want to unsubscribe, if you want to unfollow me on my platforms, by all means. But just know this is my YouTube channel and I'm giving my thoughts on this show. I think Fatima, or whoever wrote this episode, is awful. It's awful. This goes against so much that I thought we had moved past from in their relationship. If you are a Sistas fan and you remember how pissed I was during season 5, all of that came back in this episode. All of it. This self-righteous, unapologetic character thinks that it's fair to make Zach learn a lesson, and as Dr. Reed said, suffer. Okay, so let's get into this, and like I said, subscribe if you could, or if you want to unsubscribe, by all means. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. So we pick up at the hospital where Connie reveals that Jeremiah is still alive. And it turns out that, okay, so this negligent county jail had Zach arrested without doing their homework. Jeremiah is looking like Martin in that one episode where he just got beaten up. And hey, Fatima, I'm sorry. Jeremiah, I ain't got nothing to say to you. Man, she know I ain't mean to hurt her. Come on. So her... I'm sorry, Amir. I'm sorry. Come on, what happened? Where's Zach at? He ain't need to beat me that bad. So Connie and Fatima are about to leave. Jeremiah, we'll talk to you later. What are y'all just gonna leave me here? Y'all don't care about me. I'm sorry. Damn it. Now, see, I'm getting mad because I'm laughing. But no, not as much as episode 14, but this scene was something else. So out in the hallway, it's like, yeah, I bet you're glad Jeremiah's not dead, right? Yeah, so now, Fatima Zach can go free. It's like, yeah, I can call a lawyer or so I can call my boss to call the DA to get things straightened out. That's great. So when you gonna call? I'm not gonna call anybody. Huh? You just gonna leave your man locked up? I want him to learn his lesson. Wait, what? Yeah, Zach needs to know he was wrong. He's not showing any remorse for what he did to his brother. So you going to get him out? Yeah, I'm going to let him spend the night. One night. So you ain't done with Zach after all, are you? No, girl, he just needs to learn this lesson. Then they keying as they walk out the hospital, yeah. Folks, this is not the worst of it. And like I said, I swear, if I had recorded that, no, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing I didn't, because I would have been cussing a whole bunch and we got demonetized on this video. So Zach calls Preston, and Bryce and Preston, I guess they're riding back from the jail. And he's like, hey man, if you could do me a favor, could you stop by the house again to see if you can get Fatima to talk to me? And he said, yeah, I'll head over there in about 30 minutes. So he gets off the phone. He drops Bryce off at Angela's, and on their way back, and this is one of those scenes you could tell was filmed to pad out the episode. And it's like I said before, if the episode doesn't need to be 28, 30 minutes, just make it like 24. It doesn't have to be stretched out. But, he asked Bryce about the situation. He's like, well, Bryce actually like, so what do you think about this? And Bryce is like, hey, well, this whole situation with Zach and his brother, it really doesn't matter what I think. And then, he asked about Angela, and it's like, so are you two dating? It's like, no. It's like, she's a very good person, very good person. So he drops Bryce off, and Bryce is on that BS again, being petty about, I'm surprised you let me in because, I didn't know if you had company. And it's like, no, if I had company, I wouldn't let you in, Bryce. What's up? And then he tries to confide in her about the situation with Zach. And Angela, thankfully, says what everybody was saying after last week's episode. Bryce, this has nothing to do with you. Yeah, it's good that you have sympathy and whatnot for everybody, but this ain't about you. Zach did what he did, and Fatima's going to handle it. There's no need you be worried about it. That's it. So then it's like, so you want me to leave now? Yeah. So because you got company. See, Bryce on that beat. This dude, Angela needs to just leave him alone completely. He is manipulative. He is controlling. Just trash. So over at the house, Fatima, drops Connie off. And, because Connie's car was there, Dr. Reed rolls up and it's like, wait, who is this? And then Fatima asks Connie to leave. So Dr. Reed and Fatima go into the house, and, Fatima lets Dr. Reed know that Jeremiah is alive. Well, that's great, but you don't seem too so Zach is free man. Yeah, but you don't seem too excited. Actually, I want him to stay in there to learn his lesson. You mean you want him to suffer? Maybe I want both. He needs to know that, I'm over his nonsense. Folks, this ain't the worst of it. I'm sorry. This is not the worst of it. Later on, when Zach is on the phone, that's why I'm really going to let this heifer have it. But Dr. Reed simply says, look, can you just sleep on it, wake up with a clear mind, and then make a decision of what you want to do? Sure. So as he's, walking, and this was a very short visit. So after he's walking out, I'm thinking, like, is Connie the person that took the photo? Look, I know I'm jumping to the end of the episode, but this was in the sneak peek that was released. Deja apparently contacted the cop to show Zach the photo, but how could Deja have taken that photo? Based on the angle of the photo, it clearly looked like Connie would have been the person to take the photo, because she was still in her car waiting for the good doctor to leave and asked Fatima what was up. And keep in mind, he was only in there for a couple of minutes, so it's not like they did anything, but Connie was like, what's going on there? So then she drives off. Now, Preston stops by and talks to Fatima, who is not in the mood, but Zach is on the phone with her. And man, this is where I'm like, this. Okay, go back to Sistas season 5. And remember how pissed off I was at Fatima's reaction to that photo of Karen and Zach hugging at the salon? And her self-righteous attitude of processing things, going off on Zach, refusing to apologize. Because remember, she was under the impression something was going on between the two. She opted to stay at the penthouse for the night with Andy until Karen came over to apologize to Andy. And she learned that I was the one that initiated the hug, and I kissed the father of my child on the cheek, basically proving that Zach was completely innocent. Fatima goes back to the house. Zach is sleeping on the couch. And she literally told Andy, actually, I'm not staying here tonight, Andy. I'm going to go home to talk with Zach. And she goes home and doesn't talk to him at all. He has to grovel for her to even stop and give him the light of day. I'm just here to pick up a few things. And then it's like, well, Zach, you're sleeping on the couch. Fine, I'll sleep on the couch. Then the next morning, making him apologize and grovel, saying like, and what did you do wrong? I don't know what I did. See, and that's the problem, Zach. Look, I'll put your name on the mortgage and everything. Zach, this ain't about my name on the mortgage. This is about you doing wrong. And I'm just like, this mother. Okay. So Zach is on the phone. It's like, you know what? Deja, come on. Fatima, talk to me now. I'm on speaker. You know Deja's listening. So Preston's like, hey, I can give you the phone. You can go in the house and talk to Zach. I'll just wait out here for you. Is that okay? So that's what they do. So they're on the phone. And this man is back to doing what he did in season 5. Even when he's not, okay. Is he wrong with how he handled the situation? Yes. But I just want to make this point across. It is a bit different than season 5. Because even in season 5, when he did nothing wrong, Fatima would make him grovel and apologize over and over again until she felt like she was satisfied. Technically speaking, he did not kill Jeremiah. So he is arrested under false pretenses. So in a way, you could say that he is innocent here, just like he was innocent with that photo he was caught in with Karen. So you could debate that all you want, okay? But either way, Fatima's literally saying, like, you need to pay for what you did. What? Like, there's no way out of this, Zach. And it's like, so you really said you're done? Like, you're not going to come see me? No, Zach, I'm done. I'm moving on. And then we get to like a mother scolding their child. So how do I know if something like this happens again, you won't blow up like you did? Tell me you won't do it. I mean, I won't handle the situation the way I did with this one. So that's not a no, Zach. You know what? I got to go. She got off the phone, gave it to Preston. And Zach said, hey, Preston, thanks. I'll give you a call tomorrow. Fatima was on that bullshit, y'all. This was one of the most frustrating. Like, he has no remorse. This, you know what pisses me off the most? And I honestly can't think of anything to say here that I have not said about Fatima in the past couple weeks. The self-righteousness of Zach is going to need to be punished until I feel like he's learned his lesson. Why does Zach always have to learn his lesson? And all I'm saying the whole time, what if Fatima was the one who was arrested? Let's say we go back to the ending of episode. Did Zach get arrested at the end in the mid-season finale, right? At the end of episode 10, that's when he got arrested. Imagine the cops weren't there for him, but they were there for Fatima for what she did to Deja's apartment. Let's say she got arrested on the spot there. And instead of doing everything within his power to find a way to get Fatima out of jail, Zach dragged his feet. You know what? Nah, I mean, Fatima's pregnant. She needs to stop with the baseball bat. She needs to stop. She tore up our tenant's apartment. And she keeps doing this. I mean, how many times has she threatened people, pulled out blades and guns and all? She needs to calm down. She needs to learn her lesson. She needs to feel sorry for what she did. Zach would be dragged up and down these Twitter streets like it's no tomorrow. Fatima is full of shit. She is. No remorse. Okay. Zach, air quotes, killed his brother because he wanted to protect his family. But I think we can all agree that the beatdown of Jeremiah, it was more than just what he did for Fatima. It was like an entire life of turmoil and whatnot that Jeremiah caused his brother. Okay, I think we can agree with that. But at the core, he was pissed off because his soon-to-be wife, well, I'm just going to say his wife and unborn child were in danger. They were attacked. Blood be damned, he was seeing red. And if he showed no remorse, he showed no remorse. But he has to learn the lesson. But Zach had a reason, a good reason for doing what he did. Now, let's go over to Fatima. And I know this is a hypothetical, but I will use facts from the show to back it up. Now, Fatima was upset about Andy being upset about all the hell that Gary was putting her through. So what did she do when she was crying after Jordan left her office? Fatima said, I'm going to go handle this. What did she do? She went directly to Gary, confronted him outside of his job, grabbed him on 2 occasions. The first time the security guard was about to jump in, but Gary's like, no. The second time, bye, Fatima. She put hands on him again. That's when security restrained her, took her purse, took her gun, shoved her to the ground. Fatima was shoved to the ground after she initiated physical contact in an aggressive way towards Gary twice. And it looked like, after being shoved to the ground, maybe I think like the cuff of her blazer or whatever got ripped or whatever. She was pissed off. She was pissed off. And what did she do? She called her cousin. And even though Madam was busy handling something, I think we can assume Fatima called her cousin to off Gary because she got shoved after she approached him with aggressiveness and physical contact, grabbing him twice. So, and this is interesting because this was at the tail end of season 7, but then we go to the beginning of season 8 where Fatima literally says, Zach, I'm not going to jail for my family, my kids, or my friends. And based off of what happened later on in season 8, where Robin had the photos of Fatima grabbing Gary and the gun, she could have potentially went to jail for attempted murder by stabbing Gary because of Andy. So I find it very interesting how that iteration of Fatima differs from the Zatima version, where Zach's reasoning for doing what he did, I feel, was stronger than Fatima being petty. It's because I got shoved, this Negro gotta die. But a few episodes ago in Sistas, Zach, come on now. I just can't call my cousin for everything. These are people we're talking about here. Because Zach's like, don't you got a murderer on speed dial? Can't you take care of Hayden, take care of Robin, whoever? Zach, come on now. No, but when she's pissed off, it's okay to create a bloodbath. But when Zach is pissed off, rightfully so, Zach, you got to learn a lesson. You can miss me with that mother effing BS. Fatima's full of shit. Now, to wrap up the episode review, Connie goes to the old neighborhood to tell Nate and Tony about the situation, about Jeremiah being alive. Fatima wants to teach him a lesson. Nathan is reasonably pissed off like I am, and I've already done a video on the sneak peek of the scene, and he is pissed off about Tony and Connie about not doing anything. Now, to be completely honest here, I think that, I'm with Connie and Tony in that we honestly can't do anything because we're not the ones with legal connections, and if Fatima wants to keep them locked up, then that's really up to her. To an extent, I agree. Like, literally, if they don't know anybody legally that can help out, they don't know anybody legally that can help out. But for them to co-sign on the whole teaching a lesson thing, I didn't like that. But yeah, Nate just flies off in a rage and he's out of there. But before Tony, is about to leave to follow Nate, Connie asks, so do you know about this Dr. Reed thing, the therapist? Oh, yeah. Is anything going on between him and Fatima? Not that I know of. So then, before Tony leaves, he asks Connie if she's okay. It's like, yeah, I'm fine, which alludes to the whole, does she have an illness we don't know about? And then Tony rushes after Nate. And then the final scene is the sneak peek we got of the cop telling Zach, hey, that girl Deja asked me to show you this. And then it's the photo of Fatima and Reed hugging. So, yeah, that's pretty much the episode in itself. And like I said, man, if you thought, this is me being calm. Because I officially hate Fatima. I do. So, hate me for hating her. I do not care. But like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.